What's going on, guys? Sorry for the absence of videos, but you guys know my situation, so I really don't have to get into all that. But God, it's one of those videos. It is one of those videos. I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this video in the comment sections. I can't wait. But this video is about the whole Skyward Sword drama that's been going on lately. Now, before I begin, this video is not about defending Skyward Sword. It's not. That's not the main focus here. This video is going to be one of those videos where I point out the hypocrisy. I compare what you say to what you do, and I show that those two things conflict. They contradict each other. That's what this video is going to be about. It's Skyward Sword related, but like I said, the main focus of this video is not defending Skyward Sword. So let's get started. Basically, with all this Skyward Sword going around lately, I've been seeing a lot of people saying that, it's pretty much, the exact same thing over and over again. Zelda's getting saturated. It's old. And like I said, this ain't about defending Zelda, Skyward Sword. So let's go ahead and go with that. Let's say Skyward Sword is the exact same thing as Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. Let's say the GameCube and the N64 have one-to-one motion controllers. Let's say that. Let's just say that for a second here. Okay. Do you play Call of Duty? Do you play Assassin's Creed? I'm sure a lot of you already get the point I'm making. If you buy if your answer is yes to either one of those questions, you automatically lose. You already have no credibility in this matter. Because you're bashing a game for the same thing that the games you're playing are. Zelda is saturated, it's the same thing over and over again. How are you going to say that and then go buy Modern Warfare 3? And don't tell me you don't buy the Call of Duty games. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops are the top two highest selling PS3 games. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the exact same to 360. I'm not sure. One of the Halo titles might be up there or something. I don't know. But you guys who are on Xbox Live, you guys already know. You look at your friends list, everybody's playing Call of Duty, But you guys see the point I'm making. How are you going to get on Zelda for being the same thing over and over again when you buy and play a series that has yearly installments? Now, Assassin's Creed. Yeah, there's a nice little, quality leap between Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. Because in a lot of games, a lot of games developers take one game, to work out the kinks. But, usually when the second game comes around, it's a lot better. But, Assassin's Creed 2, and after that, it's pretty much been the exact same thing. Let's be honest here, people. You guys, I have no interest in Revelations. I'm sorry. Great game, yes. But I'm really not interested in playing it, nor do I really plan on playing it. If I walk by a friend's, room at my dorm, I see them playing it, I'll come in and play it, but I definitely won't buy it. And I probably won't even bother to beat it. Why? Because Revelations is the same thing as Brotherhood, except with coconut bombs. You see what I'm saying? Now, I brought up this point before. And this dude actually said, he's actually saying things like, oh, well, they have the hook blade now. Now you can zip line roof to roof. That's the problem. That's the problem. You guys you don't know what innovation is. That is the problem. If you're one of those people who say Call of Duty isn't the same thing over and over again, they have new kill streaks, they have new perks. That's nothing. That is minuscule. Those things come included with being a sequel. But where are the gameplay innovations? Exactly. There are none. If you're going to tell me Revelations is different because it has coconut bombs and a zipline hook, then you don't know what innovation is. You don't. Brotherhood had, of course, had the multiplayer edition, but that's a mode. That's still not, they still didn't tweak that much with the gameplay. You see what I'm saying? So how are you going to get on Zelda? Oh, another point. Assassin's Creed is a new IP. Assassin's Creed 1 came out in 2007. It's 2011. We have Revelations. So Assassin's Creed 1, Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. 4 years, 4 games. Basically, one Assassin's Creed game each year. But you're not complaining, and the games are very close to the previous installment. Call of Duty, you guys already know what's up with that. They all play exactly the same. And actually, most people would argue that Call of Duty is getting worse. Me, I have Call of Duty 4 and that's it. I don't own any other Call of Duty title because that's all I need, and that is the best one. Because the Call of Duty 4, when I actually put my red dot sight on somebody and I pull the trigger, it actually hits them and it actually kills them, as opposed to Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops. You know, Call of Duty 4 actually has good hit detection and minimal lag, at least from my experience. But you guys get the point there. But like I said, how are you guys going to complain about Skyward Sword that came out, get this, major point I want you guys to focus on. You're going to complain about Skyward Sword coming out 5 years after Twilight Princess, and you buy and play the Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed titles. And those aren't the only games, there's plenty of others. How are you going to do that? See, like I said in the beginning of my video, I was going to take what you say and compare it to what you do, put them together, and show the conflict there. Because it's pure hypocrisy. You can't complain about a Zelda game coming out and then go buy Modern Warfare 3. You can't do that. That's hypocritical. You can't do that. And then especially, it's like, I'm not saying God of War is milked. I'm not saying it's saturated. Let me repeat that. I'm not saying it's milked. I'm not saying it's saturated. Let me say it again. I'm not saying it's milked. I'm not saying it's saturated. The point I want to make here with God of War is God of War 1 plays identically to God of War 3. You could play God of War 1, go to God of War 3, know exactly what you're doing. Kick some ass. You guys see the point I'm making? They play so much alike. There's been minimal improvements gameplay-wise. Now, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying it's saturated. Because the thing is, the God of War formula works. And God of War's case, you know, it's kind of okay. You know, you see what I'm saying? Because it's awesome gameplay. But the point I'm making here is that God of War 1, God of War 2, Chains of Olympus, Ghosts of Sparta, God of War 3. 5 God of War games, all play the same. And then you go and complain about Skyward Sword. You can't do that. You can't do that. Especially considering the fact that Skyward Sword plays completely differently than its other titles. And you can't argue that. You really can't. You can't say it plays the exact same way because it uses a completely different kind of input. You're going from pressing A to swinging your arm. You can't say that's the same thing. If you were to say that, that would just be silly and you will automatically lose credibility and nobody will even pay attention to you. But yeah, you guys see the point I'm making there. Like I said, it's not saturated, you know, it's not milked. I'm just saying, the God of War games pretty much all play the exact same way, people. There's no denying that. God of War 3 had, 1 or 2 new mechanics, but adding in, 1 or 2 mechanics, that doesn't completely, change the whole layout. See what I'm saying? Another example I want to bring up. Yes, it's a Sony franchise. You guys know I'm not a PS3 hater. You guys know I'm far from it. Don't even try to go there. You guys know I'm a huge PS3 supporter. Don't go there. I freaking stole Uncharted 2 and Demon's Souls from my brother before he moved. Don't go there. I bought my Slim after I already had a 360 and Wii. I wanted me a PS3. I sided with you guys when 360 fanboys were still here on YouTube. So don't even go there. Don't try to say, don't go there. But Uncharted. We had Uncharted 1, 2007. Uncharted 2, 2009. Uncharted 3, 2011. That's saturation by rapid, repeated release. New IP started this generation. You've had 3 console games. Three console games, same franchise that just started this generation on the same system that came out 2 years apart. And you complain about, again, back to Skyward Sword. You complain about Skyward Sword coming out 5 years after Twilight Princess. You can't do that, people. You can't do that. Let me check the time on this video. 10 minutes, okay. Is that 6 minutes? Okay. You can't do that. Resistance. You've had three Resistance started this generation. You had 3 titles on the console. You see what I'm saying? So you're trying to call Zelda milk. You're calling it saturated. When if you really step back and think about it, yes, it's been around for 25 years. But since the N64 era, these Zelda games and Mario, for that matter, they've had huge gaps in between them, people, if you think about it. And even in Mario 64, 5 years later, Sunshine, 5 years later, Galaxy. So from Galaxy to Mario 64, that's 10 years apart. I don't get how you guys complain about that, and you're buying these yearly releases. I don't get it. And even Super Mario Galaxy 2's case, at least that came out 3 years. That game used the exact same engine, the exact same concept, but Nintendo still took the time to innovate that as much as they could possible. And another thing about Mario Galaxy 2, that was actually a fan requested game. Nintendo got billions of letters of people saying, hey, we want a continuation to this concept. As a matter of fact, IGN interviewed Miyamoto, and IGN said, hey, we want a Super Mario Galaxy 2 sequel. And Miyamoto said, I'll see what I can do about that. That actually happened. So, that's really the only reason why we've had 2 main Mario games on a single system. But other than that, Mario 64, bam, Mario was done for the N64. Sunshine, bam, Mario was done for the GameCube. This is the first time we've had 2 main Mario titles on the same system. But yeah, you guys get the point. You're complaining about Mario, you're complaining about Zelda when you're buying these games that are released yearly. And even these games that don't have yearly releases. What came out this year? Saints Row the Third. Great game. I'm not saying it's terrible in any way. Saints Row isn't milked. It's not saturated. But it's nothing new. You see what I'm saying? And the main reason why I'm doing this video is because of Solid Rev. Because I saw his video and I completely agree with it. He was talking about how you guys are talking about the 2011 was one of the greatest years in gaming. No. No. Because even when you guys are playing these games that aren't necessarily saturated, there's not a lot of, there's still nothing new. There's nothing we haven't played before. I'm just taking my time. 13 minutes. You see what I'm saying? What was the example I just thought of? I just thought of another good example. But this generation, we've had shining gems of innovation like Mario Galaxy, Little Big Planet. We've had those shining gems, but other than that, people, this generation has been filled with just unoriginal content. It has been ridiculous. A developer will be highly successful in one genre, and 99% of the other developers will try to copy them. We saw it with Resistance 2. Insomniac tried to codify it. Killzone 3. Guerrilla Games tried to codify Killzone 3. You see what I'm saying? This generation has just been developers ripping and ripping and ripping off of each other. Yes, that's happened in the past, but not this much. It has been rampant this generation. It's been ridiculous. It's been excruciating the amount of unoriginality this generation. And there's just no denying that. So, in conclusion, people, you get the point I'm making. And it doesn't go for just Zelda either, You can't complain about Halo and then buy Modern Warfare 3. You can't do that. You can't do that. It's not just Zelda. I'm not going to keep it to just Nintendo because, Nintendo's not the only ones whose games, people are claiming to be, milked and stuff. You can't do that. So, like I said, you guys get the point. You can't complain about, and the only reason why you're doing this is because the games are on a rival platform. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason. Cause like I said, you're not stepping back and you're not looking at your own games that you play. Cause if you look at your games, they're the exact same thing you've been playing since this generation started. And you want to get on Skyward Sword for coming out 5 years after Twilight Princess. Doesn't make any sense. But I'm gonna have to wrap up this video. I've dragged on long enough. I'll see you guys later.